Hello, I'm Simon Whistler. You're watching Today I Found Out, and in the video today, the McDonald's Monopoly scam, Operation Final Answer. And just before we get started with today's video, I do want to say that it's brought to you by Skillshare. Skillshare is a fun and accessible place to learn online with more than 17,000 courses. You can get 3 months of Skillshare for just 99 cents through the link below if you do it before the end of January. And let's get on with today's video. So McDonald's first started these Monopoly promotions in 1987, and its premise, it was really simple. Attach Monopoly pieces to food, cartons, and cups, with each piece signifying a Monopoly property or a small prize. Now, 1 out of every 4 of these pieces would be a small prize, like a medium fries or soda, and a very few of the prizes would be significantly more valuable, such as a car, or with the proper pieces, cash, up to $1 million. The goal with any promotion is always to keep the cost of the prizes below the increase in sales that it produces, and so for the Monopoly game, there were very few expensive prize pieces. In addition, as a full set of properties was needed to win the nice prizes, for each set, at least one property only had a few pieces printed. For example, there'd be many park places, but very few boardwalks. Nonetheless, as long as everyone played fairly and diligently collected the attached pieces, eventually someone could win each of the prizes, although some years no one won the $1 million grand prize. But that is the key here. It's essential that people are playing fairly. As it turns out, as with the real game of Monopoly, it's not so hard to cheat if you're the banker. And this is where Jerome Jacobson of Simon Marketing Incorporated enters the picture. This company was the one-time manager of the Monopoly promotion for McDonald's. Now, most important to the story at hand here is that it was the aforementioned employee of Simon Marketing Inc., security officer Jerome Jacobson, who was put in charge of the distribution of certain key game pieces. As part of his job, he would travel with said pieces to the factories making McDonald's cups and cartons, where the pieces would then be attached to said items. Now, in not exactly an Ocean's 11 style caper, en route with the sealed envelope containing the pieces, Jacobson would simply go into a private place, like an airport bathroom, carefully open the envelope, steal the best pieces, and then reseal and deliver the rest. Smart enough not to try to redeem the pieces himself, with his first theft in 1989, Jacobson gave the piece, $25,000, to his stepbrother, who shared the proceeds with him. Over the years, apparently Jacobson became more emboldened, and by 1995 he was stealing most of the pieces of greatest value. To further distance himself from the theft, Jacobson and his cohorts began recruiting random people who would simply purchase the pieces from them for a percentage of their overall ultimate worth once cashed in. Ironically, and one of the ways in which the FBI tracked who was involved, was that in order to buy the pieces with large prizes, many of the biggest prize winners mortgaged their homes before collecting their McDonald's Monopoly prizes. Jacobson also, in at least one instance, completely gave away the $1 million prize. He did this in 1995 when he anonymously sent the needed pieces for the prize to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. While technically under the rules of the promotion, the prizes were supposed to be non-transferable. McDonald's chose to make an exception in this case and did award the prize to St. Jude's. Of course, all good things must come to an end, and if the banker in a Monopoly game cheats too much, eventually the other players will catch on. And so it was that the scam was first revealed to law enforcement by an informant who had been recruited by the Jacobson Group to win a 1996 Dodge Viper. As the fraud happened across the country and the US mail was involved, the FBI had jurisdiction, and they named their investigation Operation Final Answer, in reference to another McDonald's promotion that Jacobson was rigging connected to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Fully cooperating with the Bureau, McDonald's agreed to continue the contest to enable agents to find out which prize winners were involved and which weren't. They gathered this evidence via methods such as wiretaps, phone records, and the aforementioned pattern of winners who mortgaged their houses shortly before collecting a big prize. In another rather humorous turn, during one stakeout, FBI agents reported watching one of Jacobson's associates meet with a recruit in a parking lot in Fairplay, South Carolina. It all came crashing down, though, in 2001 when Jacobson and 7 others were charged with conspiracy to commit mail fraud, which is a federal felony in Jacksonville, Florida. Jacobson pled guilty to the charge in 2002 and was sentenced to 3 years and 1 month in federal prison. He also had to give back near $1 million that he had collected over the lifespan of the scam. Another 51 otherwise law-abiding citizens were convicted, with 47 pleading guilty and 4 others ultimately being found guilty, although 4 of these 51 later had their convictions overturned due to technicalities. It isn't clear exactly if every prize winner involved was actually aware the whole thing was a scam, with many claiming that they didn't know the prize pieces were obtained illegally. Whatever the case, the fallout was much bigger than just a few dozen people serving jail time, while a few dozen others who would have won big prizes did not. After the scandal was revealed, McDonald's promptly terminated their approximately $500 million contract with Simon Marketing Inc., causing a couple of hundred of Jacobson's former co-workers to lose their jobs. To make amends to the public, McDonald's promptly launched a flash Monopoly run with cash prizes awarded totaling $10 million. It should be noted here that despite St. Jude's Children's Hospital's winning prizes being acquired fraudulently, McDonald's still continued paying the installments on the $1 million prize to them. So I really hope you enjoyed the video, and just before we end today, I do want to quickly tell you about Skillshare. So as I mentioned at the top of the video, Skillshare is basically an online video community with more than 17,000 courses available. So it's 2018, it's a brand new year, so why not make this a year when you learn something new? You can learn an incredible amount on Skillshare. It's got everything from painting to business to making videos just like this one. Indeed, I've had Skillshare for many months and I have dived into a bunch of their video-specific courses. So why not join me? Now, there are lots of learning platforms out there, but what's so great about Skillshare is that you can dive into any course you want at any time for just $10 a month with their premium membership. There's no buying individual courses just to watch one individual lecture in it, and there's no limits on what you can watch and learn every month. And better yet, as you are watching this video, you can try Skillshare for 3 months for just 99 cents as long as you sign up before the end of January. So like I said, if you're learning something new this year, there is no better to learn the skills to make that happen than Skillshare. Or if you haven't committed to learning something new this year and you want to, Skillshare is going to provide that inspiration. It's a win-win either way. So as I said, click the link in the description below to get Skillshare for 3 months for just 99 cents before the end of January. And let me thank Skillshare for sponsoring this video. And I'll also thank you for watching.